Yeah, Calico, crazycapital. Come on. Hold up, I'm in here. Push weight, but no gym near. Crazy balls, no drinks here. Shorty wet, no swimwear. I had to hustle. Cook it up with the fiends near. Mel had the extended clip. You don't see curves with the beam there.
What's up, everybody? It is your boy Joe Calico. You're watching Calico's Cooling Conversation. This is Crazy Capital Media, man. Home of the best entertainment on this internet shit. You know what I mean? Sorry for the language, man. I got a special guest today, right? Karina plays violin.
It is.
Karina
yes,
plays violin. So let me ask you, like, out the back, like the name, like. The name is very straightforward. What made you go with that name?
Because it's straightforward.
It's
right?
straightforward.
It's easy to find me.
Yes.
Perfectly explains what I'm doing and
Yes.
who I am. Who? Karina.
Karina.
What you doing? Plays violin.
I respect it.
Plus the Instagram had it free and all the names too. So when you Google your name, you know there is a lot of people by your name as well.
Yeah.
And no one was as Karina plays violin.
It was open.
Yeah, and nowadays it's hard to find any unique name that you want that doesn't, has the copy.
It's been taken already unless you was like
Yeah.
the first one on the platform.
Yeah. So
All
I
right.
got lucky. And it's sound,
So
I think.
Yeah, I like it. Like I said, it's straightforward. I see how you could brand yourself around that name. I definitely can see
Thanks.
that. So when did you start playing the violin?
When I was 4
4
years old.
4 years.
Yeah.
All right, 4 years. And I see you from like Southeastern Asia.
Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, they say. as well.
Kazakhstan. Where is that? Like, is it Asia?
It's Central Asia. It's right between China and Russia.
Yes.
So Russia above us, China under us, and there is some stan basically past Soviet Union.
Okay.
It was part of Soviet Union, and after 1996, when it broke up, became Kazakhstan. Asian people, Muslim country.
Asian. So what's
We
the
ride
what's
horses
the
and
language?
eat horses. Kazakh,
Kazakh. Oh, I never heard of that language.
but
before.
Russian as well.
Okay.
So we officially have 2 languages.
Okay.
In school, it's Russian and Kazakh.
Kazakh. Interesting. And you did school over there.
Yeah.
So what age?
6, the first grade. Yeah,
You-
I'm 6 years old in
And
the
then-
first grade.
All right. And then what age you moved to the U.S.? Well, not age. I mean,
Life. I was 17.
All right.
6 years ago it was. Yes, I've been traveling. I love traveling.
yes.
And I've been in Italy, Germany with my music. I traveled for competitions, the classical competitions. And I had the free summer after I graduated from college.
Yes.
And I came to great state of America, straight to New York. GFK, didn't speak English though at all, and took the cab to a ship's head bay because I didn't know anyone. I didn't speak English, and I'm like, okay, where are we going? Googling where we are, improvisation, and yeah, this city got me. The America mentality of people
Yes.
and just the energy. When you see and travel, you can enjoy, but you're like, okay, I'm out of here. I want to
Yes.
go home. Like enough is enough. It was great for a week, for example.
Yeah.
And New York got me, and then I came back to Kazakhstan, and for 1 year. I've been depressed because I'm like something not feels right after
Miss New York?
Yeah, and I came back. I told my mom it's gonna be just for the second summer, and I never come back.
No.
I'm like, listen, mom, not
dope.
going back.
So
Sorry.
I was gonna ask you, was it like music or like you chasing your career brought you to New York? It was more of just like feeling, like a.
And then the opportunities, yes. It's I think all big cities bring
Some great opportunities.
buying you with this like kind of free spirit and the opportunities and the competition. Like
Yeah.
if you're from small town, you know where you need to go to
Yes.
get your goals. You're like, okay, ma, I'm moving to Paris or like Moscow or like New York.
So was your parents like musical also?
No.
So how do somebody like get into the violin at like 4?
You know Vanessa May by any chance? No? Vanessa May. Vanessa May. So it's an Asian violin player
Okay.
from the 90s. She was like
Oh yeah,
huge.
yeah, I heard of
Yeah. So I was at home watching TV. You know those TVs, like the huge
Yeah,
ones
the
back
big ones.
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you had only a couple channels, like 2-3 channels.
Yeah.
And I saw her on TV, 4 years old, right? And I just liked the show, and she was the first who, like, one of the first one who was starting inventing those kind of electric rock things into the world, because it was classical.
Okay.
If you're, it's like with the dancers too, right? If you're ballet dancer, that's it, no more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You play only ballet, you dance only ballet, and there is the rules, and be serious about it. And she started do the arrangements with orchestra, like making the poppy songs sounds great. And I saw her, and then I told my mom, "Hey, I'm gonna play like her." And she was like who? I'm like, this woman on TV was there. She's like, she's not there anymore. Who? I'm like, I don't know. And she was like, what instrument? I'm like, I don't know. Like, what is that? So I'll try to make long story short though.
Take your time.
We went to the music school. We had only one music school in our town. And she was like, okay, my child wants to play an instrument, but we don't know how it goes and what it is exactly, what she saw. She saw something on TV. And the principal of this music school was like, okay, let's go, let's do open door. Like, I'm gonna show you all instruments, and if you see the similar instrument you saw on TV, just let me know. And we started from piano, then it was flute, and he showed me a bunch of instruments, the classrooms. He's like, we're doing that and that here, and I was like, no,
Like that one.
not that one. And you know, it's like doors open, he shows, I'm like, no, doors closed. And we spent a couple hours, and the principal was like, okay, listen, we have one instrument here too. It was a dombura. Dombura is a Kazakh instrument, the national one. It has only 2 strings. It's like what is the country music instrument? The banjo.
The banjo.
Banjo in America, dombura in Kazakhstan. Yeah. And I was like, no. He was like, you see it like that, you play it like that. And I'm like, no, not that one. And then we ended up on piano. I'm like, okay, at least that sounds good, looks good. Okay, I can go with it. And we filled the documents. Walking out of the school, walking a little bit with mom, and I'm like, hey, mom. She's like, what? Because she was angry already. It was like 3 hours. I'm like, mom, that's not the instrument I want to play.
Yeah.
She was like, are you kidding me? You kidding me? I'm like, no. She was like, you didn't see the instrument you saw on TV. I'm like, So we're going back to the music school. And she talks to the principal, and she was like, I'm sorry, like, that's not that. And the principal was like, okay, the teacher is not here today, but we have one more instrument. And we went to the violin class.
Yeah.
He took the violin, like the small one. It was the first size. You know, the violin has 4 sizes.
Yeah.
And it was before the first size, like the toyish one. And he put me in front of the mirror. He was like, okay, you hold the violin like that. He gave me the bow, and the bow didn't have hair on it. It was just a stick, basically. Yeah. He was like, you stand like that, you do like that. So I played on the violin a little bit. There's no hair, but you know, I got the system, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, yes, it is. This is it. That's the story. How I started play violin.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, you play any other instruments?
Piano.
Piano.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Left in when I feel down on violin or stuck, I don't touch violin for a couple of months and go into piano. It's been like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you. So if you could learn any other instrument, what
Mm-hmm.
would that be?
Trumpet. Drums.
Drums. Okay.
Big fan.
You musical. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So as far as performances, you've done a lot of performances.
Lately, no.
No.
I've been. It was the COVID. I did play. So when the COVID hit it, I was in Florida back then, so it didn't hit me that hard.
Yeah.
I still played some gigs.
Yeah.
And then I started exploring those live streams stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, which kind of opened my eyes. I'm like, oh damn! I live in the 21st century.
Yes.
Like people did that before the COVID they started. Like, and I am just realizing that this is the thing, and you can do a lot of stuff with it.
You need something to just open your eyes.
And yeah, it was a trip. I'm like, whoa, that's something
So how you
to
do
learn.
it on the live stream now? Like, is it through like a Zoom or?
Not a Zoom with OBS. I go to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Live.
Okay.
I started Patreon as well.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Trying to catch up on those things. Even though I'm 24 though, but I felt like an old lady, you know, I clicked something and everything escaped. I don't know what happened.
That's what's up. So I'm gonna ask you back to the performances.
Uh-huh.
Like, tell me about your worst performance. Like,
The worst one. So many of them. Wait.
I like to hear those type of stories,
Those are the best though.
That's the best. I want to hear about the best one. Tell me about the worst performance. Like what you did, how you got out of it.
I cannot tell you the worst one for free because a lot of shame in there.
She said we gotta throw it down the Patreon. You can subscribe to the Patreon, guys. Subscribe to our Patreon.
But it always something with the sound though.
Yeah.
And when you play professionally and you can sound amazing, and then you go to some venue playing with a DJ, right?
Yeah.
Plugging in your violin and you sound like crap.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? And people started like, and it depends from how many people. I played on a Mardi Gras festival. I think no, that wasn't that bad though. Usually in New York, you play with the DJs.
Yeah.
Sound like a crap.
You gotta do the sound check too, right? You just pulling up and plugging up and playing, no sound check, no rehearsal.
Yeah. Improvisation.
That's a disaster.
And people judging you. You're like, yeah, you play violin. You sounded good. You sounded good. I'm like, thank you. We all know the truth.
You gotta just try
But
to
the
be nice.
biggest lesson I learned is just stop talking about that, because when it was starting playing those type of gigs, I was explaining to people like excuses. I'm like, yeah, that didn't work out. The line didn't work out. The mixer was, and at some point I was like, yeah.
You just sound like you complaining at a point. Nobody likes to complain.
And a lot of DJs though, I don't know why. A lot of DJs don't know how to work with those kind of instruments, like how to I played with a couple of DJs who I sounded like a god. I was like, wow, is this me?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after all these years.
Yeah, because there's a couple DJs. You got the DJs that work with live performance.
Yeah.
And they have that expertise. But if you just play music in the club, and
That's what I've been doing.
that's
and
everybody else is doing. The other half.
I became some kind of entertainment part. You know how they hire dancers, light show, and like the violin. No one really cares if it's like what you just stand there, beautiful, and pretend you play on the violin. Which is kind of cool because you're not working too hard. But what is the sense?
Oh
If you're a real musician, you want to play your music.
You want to show your display your talent.
This is my problem. I'm a real musician.
Yeah.
I'm broke, but talented.
That's like all the musicians in New York, I guess, right?
Yep.
And not even just musicians, like
Artists in
the
general.
content creators, man. We broke. We have a vision, but we talented.
Yep.
So I could suffice for that. Definitely. So also I seen your teacher. You started teaching young.
Teaching, yeah. That's what I'm doing right now nowadays.
Okay.
Teaching
piano.
violin.
Strictly
I used to
violin.
teach piano in private schools, but nowadays, yes, it's violin from 1st to 5th grade.
All right.
Before the summer break, I've been working with pre-K.
Okay.
Little babies. 2-3 years old, group of them.
Is it easy to teach something like that? Because I try to teach my pre-K kids math sometimes, you know, and it's like...
Good luck.
So how do you teach somebody how to play violin?
You play with them, it's a game. You are trying to make it as a game, and that's when you teach them. But when you start tell them, you know, with the monotone voice, like 2 + 2 is 4. You got it? And they're like, blink, blink. And I feel like, you know, the, what is it? Simpsons? The monkey inside his head. Like, that's how I feel. They're like, got it. And you're like, 2 + 2. How much? Blink, blink, yeah. So you gotta make it interesting. The more interesting you, they want to play.
They
don't want to learn.
I see that.
I mean, poor kids. I see them at 8 a.m. in the pre-K. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And your life just started. Imagine that.
That's true too, right? I guess the kids are fast learners. Like, you drop a kid in a new country and he don't know the language. You know, he'll be fluent in that language. You know, so kids is fast learners. All right, so you being a musician, what's like the part you dislike about being a musician? There gotta be something you dislike about being a musician.
So at first you liked it, then you
passion, hobby,
I guess, yes, and you start in it's like a game. You get into that and you're winning. It's always competition. It's a fight with yourself all the time as well. You know, you're fighting like for the better you, for the better sound. And all musicians, not most of them, I think, try to be the best. Like, leave your name, or like you have one goal, but that's such a huge goal that you sometimes don't believe in this goal. But somehow you still do that. You still go, you still do that, you still, and hope, dying lust. I'm full of hope and positivity, guys. But and then playing from this young age creates the personality of you, right?
Yes.
And I've been thinking, even if I'll quit the music right now, I'm already full of music. I am a musician. That's what makes my personality, the way I talk, the way I choose the clothes, talk to people, my friends, and acquaintances, and work. And there is no way to go back to normal. I cannot. It's like, I've got this shot. That's it. And Yes, there is no way back.
No
You're just
way.
trying to make it work for you, working hard. Because not a lot of people understanding what it takes to be,
Yeah.
musician. They're like, oh, you're a musician, but what do you do? And you're like, I'm a musician. They're like, yeah, I get that, but what are you doing in
Yeah.
life? I'm like, I'm fucking be a musician.
Yeah, I get it. And then a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice
Yeah, yeah,
to do
yeah.
that, definitely.
And then, because music business is huge.
Yeah.
It is huge. There is so many things you need to learn, how it works, how to make money from it. That's the second. It's like totally different
Yeah.
aspect that you didn't know. You've been like musician all your life,
Yeah.
and then you started realizing how to make music, right? Because I graduated, I moved to America, I learned English, more or less, and then I'm like, okay, how are we making money from it? Played in a couple orchestras and did the math. I'm like, okay, but how are we making money from it? Like making money.
Yeah.
Because you want to live nice, right? You want
Yes.
to buy your stuff, live, like rent a place in New York for yourself by being a musician.
Yeah.
But it's,
You want to pay for your lifestyle and just take care
yeah.
of it. And it's definitely very hard, but I mean, there's definitely ways to monetize. It's just, I guess, like you said, the Patreon, you took the Patreon route.
At least.
Yeah, you try to build an audience now, and
Yeah.
there's a few ways to do it, but platforms is making it a little easier for us. I
For
guess.
sure. God bless internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Always
make it,
say that. Yeah.
They put the power in our hands.
Mm.
So, that's a plus. If you could hire anybody right now to do any job for you right now, just any job, like, who would you hire and for what job? It could be any random job.
I need a team. If I would hire anyone
Yeah.
to my team to do my business, or
Just anything. It could be for the business. It could be like, man, I just want somebody to do the laundry. It could be like, man,
I was
just
thinking.
comb my hair.
Okay, I know. I was
Man.
thinking about that today. I need a housekeeper, an electrician. If you've got the numbers, guys, write in the comments, okay? Brooklyn, good housekeeping service.
Your house, yeah. Karina plays the violin. Needs a good house cleaning service, man.
Yeah, I realized that things I used to do. I used to love doing laundry and dishes. I don't know what happened. I became this, single guy who doesn't have anything in fridge. It's like you opening it and there's a mouse tank. It's
Oh
so
my god.
like big laundry bags, and you're like, okay, I need a housewife or something.
Yeah,
Like I need someone who's gonna do that for me.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, I know for me, I get tied up in my work sometimes, and you forget, like, damn,
You
I
don't-
should go do some laundry.
On your
Already
day
know.
off, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
day
day
off.
off
Yeah, it's
anymore.
like no day off. Cause a day off, you got so much work to do on the day off.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so
You'll
that's-
sleep in the next life.
yeah,
You'll-
yes, God willing. So with the back to your music, I'm bouncing back and forth. Back to your music. You write your own music.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
I
write,
do.
you're making like your own, I guess, melodies on the violin.
Melodies and violin. Yeah, it's instrumentals. I do some piano arrangements and
Okay.
then sell them so people can make whatever they want. I
Oh.
sell the ideas for now.
Yeah.
So it's like I have the idea or sample, piano sample, right? And then I'm sending it or selling it, and people choosing like what instruments they want to hear, this line or this line. I just write the arrangements.
Oh, that's dope. So you sell those. So
Yeah.
when you're writing it, what's like your creative process like?
There is no creative process. Smoke weed sometimes though, but
Nothing at all.
but it's a music theory, right?
Yeah.
And music theory basically it's math with a music language. You
Yes.
know how to like. There is some chord doesn't go with this chord. Those
Okay.
intervals can't go with those intervals, and it's all rules, all music. And I learned music theory somehow liked it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's dope.
So you're just basically doing the math, and I've got the pitch. I've got these ideas, and when I started writing them down, I started exploring my style, and I ended up with some commercial style of music. And I'm like, where did it came from? I still don't know, but yeah, and simple.
Okay, that's dope. So, like I said, I'm bouncing back and forth. You won some competitions in Italy and in Ukraine. So you had to physically go to those places.
Yeah.
Perform live in front of audience.
We flew there. It was huge. Classical competitions, though.
Yeah. So you playing the violin as a judge.
Yeah.
They're looking for technique and
Everything should be perfect.
even
Everything.
structure, body,
Must.
everything.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. They don't care about the body,
It's just
though.
a sound. It's just
It is your positions, how you play violin, every note, and there is a programs. You have to play concerto. You learn in the programs and perform in the program, and then next new program every 6 months.
you met Raheem Hamilton. That's the talent coordinator, first of all, everybody.
Mhm.
Y'all don't see him on camera, but we about to do some big moves together, man. You know what I mean? So you met Raheem in the subway. You played in the subway?
I buzzed in the subway, yes.
On the train or like in
No,
the...
never got to this point. But I wanted to. Something stopped me.
Okay.
Think the rules, because yeah.
So, I never really sat down and spoke to somebody who played in the subway. I mean, why, like, is that to get the music heard?
Yeah.
Is it like
It
something
is.
like maybe a producer might be walking by and...
That's the
Or is it-
hopes, that's the dreams though, you know, that you're gonna play on a station and some celebrity gonna see you and you're like, you're gonna be famous now. And you're like, yes, I've been ready. No.
Okay.
I didn't have that. Pretty realistic though.
Yeah.
But no, just to get at first it was for cash, because in the first year in America I didn't work as a musician because I didn't know how to work.
How to, yeah.
Yes, like what to do. The orchestras you should study here, know some connections, and then you get an. It's it's a
Yeah.
basic basic thing. And I worked in different jobs, like as housekeeper, cashier, in the restaurant business, and then I'm like, okay, wait, what's going on? This is not American dream.
Yeah.
And I saw those people who's busking.
It's called...
I started
It's called
busking. Busking.
Busking, okay.
Yeah, busking. And it started from Cafe Bois, if you know that place in West Village, West New York.
Yeah.
Cafe Bois, the place, and they played live music, and we used to go there with my roommate every week just to listen to music, and they played funny, poppy songs, right?
Yeah.
So loud, great band, and I was crying. I don't know why I was crying, but I'm like, that's me. That's why I hate to go to the concerts or music festivals. I've been in a lot of music festivals, and after a certain point, something doesn't feel right because you're like, why am I here when I should get there? Just like in a band somewhere playing violin.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right when you stand after a certain point, and yeah, that's how I felt. And then I started asking people in the subway how it works. I'm like, hey, what do you need?
Yeah.
What do you do? They're like, you need a permit, the competition for the permit once a year, blah, blah, blah.
You gotta get permits for that?
Yeah, the competition goes in Grand Central once a year, every spring. There is a audition, and the judges gives you a permit. that gives you the schedule. For example, Times Square from 12 to 3.
Oh.
Or like it's a station and a time. And you've got that, the pink name? Yeah, that's where you get it from.
How was that organized?
Yeah, they was doing that. Yeah, they was doing. That's what they do. So that, and also they give artists to earn and the money the artists keep and everything.
Yeah.
I thought you just pulled up and you just do your thing.
Oh, no, they used to do that, but then it was illegal. But then MTA got an idea. Say, hey, we can actually use this to and it's be an art type of thing.
Yes.
So that's what.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's profitable. Like you had good days. I'm pretty sure you had bad days, but like
Good days, yes.
What was a great day?
So I was I started when I was 18. I was 18, then 19. Yeah, at 19. Then I got married and moved to Florida. In Florida, didn't bust that much. But all this was coming back to New York, like Central Park and then the subway station. It took a lot from me to put my ego down and just do that.
Yeah.
I still don't know how, but something about that, it has the beauty in it. I'm not sure what it is, but a lot of talented people in there.
No, yeah,
And I think it's underappreciated. You know how people put the labels, like you play it in the subway, like I've heard it a lot, and I'm like, wait, it's so, what?
Yo,
Yeah.
I definitely got with the trade. Like, this is a lot of talent. Like, you know, from dancers, from all types of entertainment.
All kind
I'm
of
like,
people.
there's
You
a lot
never
of
know who you're
talented
gonna
And
meet
a lot of
in
people got
there.
that. Gabby Civito also did.
Yeah.
She used to perform on the subway platform. So,
Oh yeah, so
yeah. So you know what's the most profitable subway station? Grand Central or Times Square for artists?
They both suck,
Oh.
honestly. So I'd say more Union Square good with people, but if you play in the basic stuff or something new, like unique, the Times Square because of the tourists, of course. Grand Central, it's more classic,
Oh, okay.
right?
So
They love the style and all that stuff because a lot of people working there in the offices, so by the visuals. But Times Square, that's the show time for sure. So if you've got the show, Times Square for you.
So Times Square Saturday night or Times Square weekday?
Saturday night, yeah.
So-
Yeah. No, it
I need
depends,
numbers.
some days, I don't know if you believe, I make jokes from it, like, on the full moon, people going crazy, for example, right? Or like the Mercury on the wrong side today. Like, so world not in the mood. And you can feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
It took me a while to realize, like, why is that? One day, it's super good. Everybody's so nice. You get in the crowd, and it's just you're like full
the
of
economy
energy.
is up. Everybody got a couple dollars
Yeah,
in their
and then
pocket.
another day, not a single person, and you're like, what? Then you start believing astrology. Like, even if you don't believe, you're like, yo, something like in the Mercury, the Mercury, like whatever it
So
is.
I mean, I still need like a number. Like Like Times Square, one of those all day on the best day. Is it a couple $100?
Yeah,
Low hundreds?
200, 300
Okay.
you can make.
Nah, that's good. That's
I've
great
been
for a day.
making
Though.
there.
That's very good for
Yeah.
a day.
3
Alright.
hours. Some musicians staying in the station like for 5, 6
I know.
hours. Yeah.
I know. I took trips to the Bronx. Did what I had to do. Come back. 14th
Still play.
Street, still there.
Do you
Yeah.
still when you get the permit? Do you pay half to the MTA when you get the
No,
permit? or just
you
keep it
that's
to yourself?
amazing part.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't believe this sort of capitalism. I was like,
okay.
what? You didn't pay?
So the MTA is like, oh, they're not flexing yourself. You got to break half. They don't do
Yeah.
that, right?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
No, not yet.
Not
You
yet.
just gave them the idea.
They gonna see.
Well, I
this
mean, I haven't
episode.
seen any performance since the COVID, so
Yeah, because they probably shutting.
all I see is people smoking crack on the station.
No, I did couple of I tried.
Oh, okay.
I've tried one time in the winter time, and I've got in trouble with a homeless man. Didn't feel great after that. He was like walking around me, and the more I ignored him, more crazier he
He
got.
got.
So he split it in my busk. the chief's jaw. Yeah, and the cop's standing there. I'm like, you're not gonna do anything. Well, yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe next time, like next year, I'll try that again.
So in the tips job, my mind's always on the money.
And
What's
not
the
only
most-
yours, I don't like that when people goes, they look at you, look at your basket. So like I have the suitcase, I
Yeah.
carry the amplifier,
Yeah.
and I'm taking out an amplifier, and people put in the money in there. Most of the people just like passing by, look at the money, and they're like, "Jesus Christ, oh, like, she makes good money there." And like this judge's faces are eyebrows,
Yeah.
and then they look at you like,
Yeah. They're watching the money.
Maybe you inspire them. They're like, maybe I should come here tomorrow.
you never know, yeah.
Yeah.
She go, oh, maybe I could be there.
So I would think like if they got money in it, nobody else would want to tip. Do you like take the money out? Like I would put the money in my pocket.
You should sometimes.
You
So
should, right?
you emptying it and starting, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
with a
like,
couple
you
bucks.
might walk and see some dollars in there. You're like, alright, keep thinking for the day.
No, I've done that because I felt bad. I'm like, well, it's just the money, you know, like people. But then I realized, but when you do that for money, when you need to pay your rent at the end of the month, and you've got only Subway, for example, no gigs, no shows, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, let's go. And yeah, and people look when they see at least $20 singles in there, you get in slower and slower.
Yeah,
and
that's
slower.
what I would think.
Yeah. But if you're good enough, they don't care. It can be full. If you're good enough, you're just getting in. You saw those big bands who's like getting the crowd.
Yeah.
They don't even have time to empty the pocket, so they ended up with a bunch of singles.
Yeah, I wonder how much
Yeah.
they made. See, I ain't know it was so organized like that with the MCA. I don't know. I just thought it was just like a nomad. It was just like you get there, you get your spot, you get there before the next man.
That's how if
It
you
used to be.
don't have
The
permit,
permit.
yes, you go to the station, and if you see like no one, the schedule goes from 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9.
Oh, okay. So they got shifts, so they
Yeah.
say you gotta go and you gotta let the other artists
And
sit.
for example, if no one came from 12 to 3, you take on the spot.
Take them spot.
Yeah. You pick the station,
And then you,
waiting, yeah.
and you said you were scared to do you was nervous to just take it to the train. Just take it there.
The platform, yes. I have a couple of friends playing in the platform, making even more money, how they said.
Yeah, because I would think,
But it's about the music for me, not about the money, unfortunately.
okay, so yeah.
So first of all, it's loud.
Oh, okay.
So loud
Yeah,
because
the
of the
train,
trains.
yeah.
I stopped playing. I started busking in Times Square, and I just stopped just because of the noise.
Mm-hmm.
It became a chaos, a craziness. You don't know what you play anymore. It's like it's a hustle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people sweating there. They hustling like a picture. There's dancers like so many, and I'm like no.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody out there trying to do their thing.
Imagine you are New Yorker
Yeah.
working on Times Square. Isn't it a nightmare
Yeah.
for
it
some
is.
New Yorkers?
It is, definitely is.
Yeah, so no, that is super dope, man.
Yeah.
That is super dope. I'm happy you brought that up. I'm happy you brought that up because I wouldn't even think to ask you about the subway thing. That's where you met the talent coordinator. You know what I mean? Raheem Hamilton in the house. Super dope, man. So I mean, we definitely look. Just tell everybody where they can find, your jump off at.
Yeah, back where we started, right? So Karina plays violin on the internet. Just Google it.
Google it. Yeah.
I've got the website. I've got the Patreon. If you want to hear my shame stories.
Oh, you tell stories on your Patreon.
No, not yet. I just
Oh, not
started
yet.
it.
Okay.
We're
All right.
working in it. On Patreon, it's a backstage usually, and behind the scenes, what I'm
Yeah.
doing, the process of creating, or like the process of recording music.
Okay.
It's not
that's
a lot
dope.
of people, you know.
That's dope. And you on the Patreon? You got any music on like iTunes, Spotify, Apple
Not
Music?
yet. I've got SoundCloud. Posting there some covers. The YouTube. Karina plays violin. What else? What else in the internet?
SoundCloud,
Facebook.
Facebook,
Which
Instagram,
is
everything.
bad.
Karina plays violin.
Yeah, everything is Karina plays violin.
All
The
right.
website isn't main right now, so I did some. Yeah,
When your EP dropping out?
yeah,
Oh, you
Huh?
got an EP
You
coming
got
out.
EP coming out?
yeah.
Oh, next year?
Congratulations
Oh.
to me. Yeah.
To be announced.
To be announced. Okay. It's not set yet. It's not set in stone yet.
Karina plays violin.
Green play down.
Yeah.
Okay. The EP.
The website, not EP.
No, EP.
No.
Okay, that's dope. So I'm
Isn't it the same, the EP and the website?
Well,
Kind
you could,
of.
You could drop your EP on your website. And,
yeah, EP's like the
the album.
it's like an album, but it's like
Yeah. It's not the official.
it's like the short album.
Your album. Yeah.
So the people drop an EP might be only like 4 or 5 songs on it,
Yeah.
and then the LP will be like the
The
longer
full
version.
album.
Yeah, about 12 and up songs.
You see, I don't have the albums because I play covers.
We
Right
play
now?
covers.
So there is a music on my website.
Okay.
Not EP, not
Yeah.
album, just the music.
Just the music. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you one last question. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I'm gonna ask you like just to describe your music to the audience. I want you to use one word. Just describe your music. Just you. You know, just one word. Karina plays violin.
Cows. Do you like cows, guys?
Cows?
Cows. No.
You say cows, like the animal cows?
Uh-huh. The sound of the cows.
Oh.
I do a lot of hip hop, pop, and experimental
Yeah.
music with my own style. With background music, I rearrange in the music,
Yeah.
recording the violins, and just playing covers.
Covers. Super dope.
Yeah.
Super dope, man. You know, I want to first thank you for pulling up, you know.
Thank you for inviting.
You know, we launching this new show, and I'm happy you came. I'm happy you blessed us with your presence.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, y'all just go follow Karina Plays Violin. She's super dope. She's super talented. You know, I checked out your work, some of your music.
Thank
I liked it. I liked it.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it. So, definitely follow me on Instagram, Crazy Capital Media. On Instagram, follow me on Facebook, Crazy Capital Media. Subscribe, like, comment, share this video. Also, I want you guys to check getfrsnow.com for your 420 vibes. You know, they got some dope gear. I'm working with them, so I need you guys to check them out. You know what I mean? And follow this dope artist right here. And I'm gonna leave it at that. You know, this is Calico's Cooling Conversations. Thank you again.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank you
Have a
again.
great day.
Yes.
Thank you.